I understand your pain. Feels like hell, feels like blue.
Red, orange.
Crimson, dirt brown.
Feels like black.
Feels like black mud in a paper cup.
Dark and anonymous. No?
I understand your pain.
I understand your pain.
I understand your pain.
Your pain. I understand your pain. Feels like hell. Feels like blue, red, orange, crimson, dirt brown. Feels like black. Feels like black mud in a paper cup. Dark and anonymous. No? Okay, that's my pain. I'm perfectly human after all. Trauma, it's all about colors. The first thing I remember is a dark red Santa cap sinking in the harbor. It bears no resemblance to that adorably fuzzy item you see stocked on shelves during the holidays. It's flat, devoid of life. My memory of the boat parade party is even fuzzier. Some people arrive by osmosis, others by limousine. There are few children. Adults orbit each other, happy, loud. They drink, and then drink some more. Eggnog with cinnamon sprinkles. There's a tree in the center, spruce, draped with lights, white and gold. Beneath it, an abundance of crimson packages topped with bows. Green. I'm a young 17, still in high school, still living in the house of my mother. I believe in Santa Claus, or at least in possibility. I will dream of these things when I flick off the lights. When you leave an apple on a countertop for a month, the membranes soften, collapsing inward. The robust color of skin browns. The core rots, releasing a sour odor. What's left is a defeated, leaky mess. That lump accurately describes RG. Yellow hair, green eyes, dilated capillaries marring alabaster cheeks. I'm tired of this man, angry at the way he's wormed into our lives. I watch him cautiously. He exhales slowly, eyes turning dirtward as he empties his lungs. I love you, he tells my mother. Casting his eyes up, then catching mine, he winks, gives me a drunken nod. Raising his cup to his lips, he tilts his head back and opens his throat. Bending down towards me, he releases a cloud of beer breath directly in my face. I run to my room, don't emerge for hours. Fear beats in my chest. The smells of that night, a warning, a sensory gift I do not take. I'll speak nothing of these things for 35 years. I wake in darkness to the sound of drawers. Someone is raging, slamming fists on walls. This is not normal. jump out of bed, open the door. RG's drug-fueled eyes bore directly into mine. Where are my keys, bitch? His voice loud, toad-deep, sloppy. He flicks his cigarette. Red-hot embers fly towards my face. I duck, fingering my curls for remnants. You're wasted, I sputter. To him, stoned is normal. We lock eyes, me in my Lance nightgown, red plaid. RG with his white gut jutting imposingly over thick legs. He curses, steps into the room, shutting the door behind him. It takes a moment for this to register. I remember his hand on the wall, the window, the orange glow of a light on the house next door. I remember the smell of rum and my voice talking. Take it off, he orders. I don't understand. And then I do. My hands shake. You have a woman upstairs that loves you, I say, as if love and reason would save me. It's here that I develop a habit of vomiting words. I remember the slow creep of a voice. His eyes on my chest. His dirty fingers on an erect center. He's on top of my pink star quilt. Just put your head here. These words snake through my mind. Instinctively, I leap towards the window, scratch the frame with my fingernails. He grabs me by the throat, whips my nightgown over my head. I remember the whoosh of it, my surprise, and the shame. My mind detaches. It crouches in the corner like a small child. In the pitch black, when it is finished, RG talks about God, tells me not to speak of this again. It will ruin your mother's Christmas, he says. I don't remember offering my silence, but I stop eating. Every day I vomit sorrow, and my sorrow vomits me. Less to carry, I think, this pain, the weight of my wounds wasting down to 85 pounds. I'm dying a silent death. My mother was silent on the behaviors of men. When she fell in love with an ex-con, he gifted her with drugs, lewds, and cocaine. I threw a book at him. I had brothers to protect. He moved into our home despite my pleading. I did my best to disappear. I drove myself to school, waiting for her to come around. She didn't. Before I knew it, I moved out of my life with my mother and into the house of trauma, into the hush of it. I tell my mother what had happened, waiting for redemption. We cry on the bed together. It's short-lived. RG labels me a liar. This isn't my first brush with a sexual predator. The first was when I was 6 in an alley in Newport Beach. The cops dismiss my story. Boys will be boys. I become the meaning of rape. I don't emerge for decades. When I do, it's because of my daughter driving on a certain familiar highway. It breaks me in ways I never thought possible. I want to be strong, beautiful for her, to help her survive. face might betray the story. They say the body remembers what the mind forgets. Trauma manifesting in ailments that we women know so well. Only when I write do I allow myself to release tears, gut-wrenching sorrow. The sound of waves crashing against the sand echoes along the beach. But in private spaces, the embers of rage are smoldering. Fury and fear live in the same body. All these decades later, anger has finally come to the table. It has flushed out the light. I didn't know that I was allowed to feel anything. Healing is not what you think it is. I refuse to feel small, dirty, or somehow damaged. This wasn't sex, this was assault. RG is neither a man nor all men combined. He is one predator. I lost both myself and my daughter to damaged men. I am talking to you. We are more connected than you can comprehend. Roots and branches, hearts and breath. Alone is a lie. I love you. I'm sorry. Exhale. With our united breath, this might catch fire.